guys, it is Saturday, February 27th. Today is the Flashlight Shootout Extreme Raceway Park. And yeah, it's pretty foggy out, but we've been pretty worried about the weather because it's had forecast to rain all week. And we think we're gonna get lucky. The fog's supposed to lift around 12. And yeah, we're hoping for no rain. So hopefully, this is the only problem with having races this time of year is you're still hit or miss with the weather. So, but as promised in the previous video, we are going to do the Q&A from the last video. So I asked everyone to put some questions down. I've had a channel for like 4 years and I've never done a true Q&A. So in the last video, we asked everybody to put their questions in the comments, and I tried not to read them because really actually I respond to a lot of the comments, but I tried not to look at them this whole week, and so that we could provide you guys with this Q&A today. So it kind of is echoing here. I think they cheaped out on the insulation and drywall at this hotel, but that's okay. So we're in Dallas, Texas, Flashlight Shootouts today. The next one's gonna be in Amarillo, March 27th, and then we're going to Houston in May. I do have some really big updates on the Mustang, if you know what I'm talking about, on the next video. I'm really excited about that, so I'm kind of excited to get back to Amarillo after this weekend and start working on the car. But anyways, let's jump into these questions. All right, so as promised, Kennedy is gonna do the Q&A. So she's gonna read the comments from the last video. She's over there getting ready. Oh, show them your cruise shirt. Check out these cruise shirts. We always do like a super bright color so that everyone knows who's working. But anyways, these are the tracks we're going to. Huge thanks to Motion Raceworks. You guys haven't checked them out. They've been a big supporter of me and my channel for a long time, and now they're a supporter of the Flashlight Shootout. Huge thanks to Doug over there, James, and Mike. Anyways, HMP. Oh, go back. HMP, that's Houston Motorsports Park. That one's May 1st. Tulsa, that's not till later in the year. I think that one's September 25th. Amarillo, there's 2 on that one. That one's going to be March 27th and then October 30th. The second one's going to be cool because it's a Halloween. Extreme Raceway Park, that's this weekend. And then Thunder Valley, that one's June 19th. So we are super excited. And we are going to have some gear eventually. We're just kind of testing some stuff out with t-shirts and the ink and the color. So, Ken Dog.
Are we ready?
Yeah. All right. So, you want to take the camera?
Why can't we?
Oh, we're doing it together. Okay. Let's set this up here.
Whoa.
Fix this. Something to hold it up. Maybe that. Shazam. Where's my phone?
It's crooked.
It's crooked? Who's crooked? Who's crooked?
We're crooked. Can you move this better?
Okay, so you're reading the questions, Ken Dog, and I'm answering. So that's
what if I want to answer them?
No, what? So that's the first one. You just scroll down. All right, first question, Ken Dog.
When will you race Joe's Fox Body?
Okay, so Joe and I have raced each other a few times back in our Mexico days, and then we have raced each other at Streetcar Takeover. We do a lot of the same classes. Unfortunately, Joe and I, his car's just a different caliber. Now, if he had his Trans Am and what we're doing to my Mustang now is kind of where I would be at, but his Fox Body is just, it's super lightweight. It's on like a different level, but hopefully I'll get there someday. It's hard to make a new car as light as an old Fox Body while still having the same amenities. So, but we will race each other.
This one says, when you guys came to New Mexico, where did you guys race? Where?
I haven't raced in New Mexico, actually.
I don't think we've been to New Mexico.
We have not been to New Mexico, but I know people go to like Hobbs, Roswell, whatever. But we have not raced in New Mexico. Joe has raced some no prep in New Mexico, but I have not.
This one says, why don't you do some roll racing in Houston with a streetcar video crew? My guess is that it's not your style of racing and too much power for the streets. Your car would kill out there. It would be sick to watch. I've seen Kevin's Charger with them a couple of times. So
yes, I was with Kevin all those times. And back then I had planned to originally take my car out, but it wasn't ready. But now where my car's at, it's not worth it with how expensive my car, like the parts that are in it. And then honestly, like the legal stuff, it's just not worth it anymore. I'm 30 years old. I don't want to be doing that stuff. It's cool, whatever, but there's too many other people around. Too many people wrecking these days. I just would rather stay at the track.
That was, yeah, it was always sketchy.
So it's just, we've done it before. It's sketchy. I've been pulled over street racing.
Well, and then it's like you go to one location, you're only there for 5 seconds. And then it's just a lot of...
On to the next location, you're trying to avoid the cops.
A lot of waste of gas.
It's cool. I'm not talking crap on it. I totally give it to those people that do it. Streetcar Video, Junior, and them, they're good friends of ours, but...
Yeah, we saw some cool stuff. But...
Dave's not Dave's not a roll racer, street racer anymore.
Is Texas 2K still on after the snowstorm, David?
Oh, is the actual event is still on. They're good to go. So I know they got to fix some stuff, but they're still good to go.
What about your
He didn't ask that.
Okay.
Next question.
If you were to build a streetcar for mainly rolls, what would it be?
Ooh, this is literally, I'll tell you right now, C6 ZR1. Boom, done.
On to the next. Did you ever run into high temp issues? What thermostat and fans are you running?
Ooh, someone asked me this question the other day. I just helped somebody with that. I did, and Coyotes do run like a little bit hotter, but I just ran like one of those aftermarket 160 thermostats or whatever. But this year I'm actually taking the thermostat completely out, and John Lund's gonna change some fan settings, which we've done before because I did switch to a single fan, so it doesn't have as much flow as like a big dual fan setup. So he would turn the fans so they come on earlier. This year, I'm completely deleting the thermostat using a Billet Pro shop. They have a little adapter, takes thermostat out, changes to AN lines, and yeah, we're totally deleting the thermostat this year. Don't need it.
What air pressure do you run, front and rear?
The fronts, I think the max is only like 35 on the tires that are up front, the skinnies. And the rear, we usually start around, I used to have an issue where I'd go too low, but since as the car gets lighter and the tracks come around a little bit better, you got to go more tire pressure. So I started around like 17 and a half and try and work my way up. Sometimes I'll end around 18 and a half, 19, but usually 17 and a half to 18 and a half is good tire pressure.
Sorry, it's a funny one.
Oh boy.
But I'm not about that. I was going down the list. Anyways, the next one says, why did you go with a single setup instead of twins?
So I went with single setup because a lot of classes look at twin turbos as a dual power adder. They're starting to switch over. Everyone's kind of considering that not a dual power adder, but some classes still do. And then no one had a single turbo for my car out for the 18, so that's why I wanted to be the first one. There's less issues, less lines, less things to mess with. I don't know. I like the big single turbos. If you have the right converter, shout out Hughes Performance, you can get the spool up just as good as a twin turbo car. So you just need the right converter.
Someone wants to know, what does your car weigh?
It weighed 3,500 last time with me. Or no. Yeah, it was like 3,550 with me. Yeah, with me in it, like full race weight. So it's lighter for an S550, but I don't have any carbon fiber. It's all steel, all glass, no Lexan. I do have like carbon fiber dash, Kirky seats. Now we're hoping to lose some weight by kicking the IRS out. However, I did a chromoly 9-inch, which is the big 9-inch from TRZ, but it has strange 40 spline axles. I mean, they're big, huge axles. Like, they're not lightweight. The wheels I got are lighter this year. I'm trying to lose weight. You got to think, like, my car at 3,300 pounds is light for an S550. Fox bodies are like 26 to 2,800 race weight. That's a lot of weight. That's 3 or 4, 5 tenths right there. Someone's dog is barking in the hotel. So, light for an S550, not light considering when you go to other events.
This is part of the same question. He said, what's your previous best 1/8 and quarter time and mile per hour, and what was the weight that your car weighed at those times?
It was like 3550, because air to water, I'm kicking that out this year. Big air to water, it was like 120 pounds, we weighed it. But I went 5.0 at like 143, and then 780 at 179, almost 180. It should have gone faster, but I didn't lock the cams. So every time we try and turn up, the cams would just revert because of the VCT. So I do recommend, once you get around this horsepower level, lock the cams. There's no drivability issues. I don't know why everyone bitches about that, but lock the damn cams if you're trying to go fast.
Take a guess who asked this. How many speeding tickets did your mom pay for?
No, my mother. When I was young and didn't have a job, I literally, the first week I had my license, I was driving my mom's Jeep Cherokee, and I saw a 240SX drive by. This is when I lived in Colorado. It was on Hilltop is the road. And it's funny because there's Hillside in Amarillo, but it's Hilltop in Parker, Colorado, where we were at, and I see this 240 drive by, and I told my friends, damn, that thing was sick, we gotta go get it. So I turned around, I floored it, and I ended up going 63 in a 45 or something, got a huge speeding ticket, had to go to a class. But yes, my mom had to front me the money because I didn't have a job at the time, then I had to pay her back.
Shout out Lynn.
Shout out Lynn.
Do you ever plan to do a race week?
Joe and I have talked about that a few times, getting our cars ready for race week. Our cars could do it, we'd probably just need to change a few things to make sure they don't get hot or anything, and then just, you know, get a pump gas tune, have it set up for pump during the cruises, and then obviously switch over to E85 or race gas for the race. But race week would be so sick. It's just tough because you have to take a whole, you know, week off and plan and then get a trailer, because you can only bring what you can bring in the trailer. That's all you can take. You can't get other tools or anything like that. It would be fun. I'd say in the next, not this year, but probably the year after, we'll do it for sure.
Next couple years.
Yeah.
And this one says, did you have a certain class you wanted to run in at TX2K or other events with your new, bigger single turbo setup?
So I'm still in all the same classes. Nothing's really changed. The only thing I can't do, well, I couldn't do like true street or daily classes before because of the exhaust out the hood. And that was like a big discrepancy between me and Joe. We talked about redoing the exhaust just so I could be in those classes, because I'd be a really fast car for those classes. But now that I have the non-stock style bullshit suspension, because I have a straight axle, which is a stupid rule, I'm still in the same like outlaw street and small tire classes that I did before anyways. So, but now I can just be more competitive.
Okay, this one says, how many tattoos do you have? Let's count them.
I don't even know if you can count them because they're all like
mixed.
They're together now.
What was your first car you ever had?
First car I ever had was a 98 Ram 1500, two-wheel drive, because we came from California, moved to Colorado. I lifted it, did wheels and tires, just stereo. That's why I was like big into stereos and stuff, but that's how I started out. My first car, though, was a Turbo Civic. Anyways, tattoos.
Probably have.
I've got, so this is what they call full socks. So from the bottom of the knee all the way down to your ankle. I got both legs done. I just started on my knee. It looks gross because it's healing.
Just got it done.
This arm, I've got elbow down to wrist. And then this arm, I guess no one's seen it. Okay, I'll take off my hoodie real quick.
Oh yeah, take it off. Take it off. We'll show.
So I just finished this one. It's a full sleeve now. Shout out Jordan at 8th Avenue Tattoo.
Oh yeah, I want to see. Show that one. Yeah, that one's my favorite.
So that's a full sleeve now. This one's just a half sleeve. It'll be a full sleeve, and then I have two small chest pieces. And then my legs.
Oh.
And we gotta set this back up.
Hello. Oh gosh.
Okay. And we're back. So I don't know how many that is. It's a lot.
It's just a lot. Let's see. That's a long one.
Not doing that one.
What should my first turbo kit for a 2018 Mustang be?
If you're trying to buy like a complete turbo kit, like one that'll just bolt on, don't have to mess with, BL Fab makes a really nice kit. Aldo Welds makes nice kits. Manuel Midnight's doing some nice kits. I don't know if he's selling them yet or not. Those are really nice kits. The On 3 ones, they're good for the price. There's a little bit of fitment issues. You're going to have to mess with it. But for the price, the quality's come around a little bit. If you want to do a custom kit, find a really good shop. Obviously, Streetcar Joe could build you one. It's going to be expensive, but he uses all super nice material. He uses the best of the best, and they're one-off kits. So I would honestly, my first recommendation is always BL Fab.
Are you going to stay single turbo or twins? I can answer that. Always single. I think it's cool to see how much you can push it with just one turbo, you know?
One big old
thing. Okay, these are just saying, oh wait, what is this one? Dave, what is your ultimate goal for the Mustang? What number would realistically be what number would you realistically be satisfied with?
I think realistically, if the car could go like 60s and 70s in the 8th mile 60s, 470s, it'll be super competitive at any event. Obviously in small tire, these guys are already going like low 4s and stuff, but at least it'd be competitive go round. It'd be a competitive street race car for street racer classes. And then at like TX2K and FL2K, just going like really, really low 7s, you can be competitive. Although guys are starting to go 690s now in that class. But yeah, the good thing about FL2K, TX2K is they get so many participants that they have to break up the classes and they group them by time. So like you can always be competitive as long as you fit within some of those times. So some deep 7s and some high 4s in the 8th, I'll be happy.
Same guy, same question, or part of the question. Second question, when the hell are you going to buy Kennedy a ring before it's too late and she comes to her senses?
Okay, next question.
Oh my gosh. Quit! Have you received your Coyote engine yet? Kennedy, question mark, exclamation point? No wonder we haven't been hearing from you.
Technically, yes. I don't know. You'll see on the next video.
We're waiting? Okay. That one. Are you going to keep the 18 manifold or go with a billet one eventually?
Eventually billet manifold, because this one is plastic. However, they have held like 30 plus PSI, so we'll see. But I'm sure it's going to crack here soon. So we'll go billet.
When are you going to LS swap?
Next question.
Who's your engine builder? What's your transmission combination? And what's your rear gear setup?
So I've said this all in previous videos, but it's been in like different videos. So right now it's a TRZ 9-inch chromoly rear end, Strange 370 gears in the back, spool, all that good stuff. Just switched to a Power Glide from Hughes Performance. Huge shout out to Pete over there, freaking awesome guy. I've hooked a few people up with transmissions from him. So yeah, it's an aftermarket case, SFI, Power Glide. Their converter. Super excited to run their stuff this year. I got a badass shifter I want to show you guys on the next couple videos I got for it. And then RPG, of course, for the engines. They've always been helping me out, and their stuff has held up really well. And this next engine they're building me, I'm going to push that thing to the limits.
Oh,
so
boy.
we're going to really test it out. But RPG Engines, Will over there, he's been super busy because of it's this time of year. Everyone's sending their engines in, trying to get rebuilt. So if you've reached out to him, just be patient, and he will get back to you.
Okay, this one says, when is the Coyote 4x4 F-150 build coming to the channel?
Oh! So in reality, though, Kennedy's getting a real estate license. She's almost done. She still doesn't live in Amarillo. She's going to move to Amarillo. We're going to get a rental place.
Soon.
Yeah, we're going to get a rental place. Do that for a little bit, get our feet settled, get everything ready to go, and then we'll start looking at a project car. Next question.
Yeah, we've already talked about certain builds you want to do, so I'm pretty pumped. What made the decision to do single turbo, not twins or supercharger? Benefits and cons. But like, what's the? Did you already talk about benefit and cons of not even doing like a
turbo? There's just more adjustability. So like, you go to the track, I can lower the boost, I can change the ramp, I can change the overall boost, and I can have that all set up for that specific run. A Whipple, Pro Charger, any of that stuff, you can't really do that. Pro Charger, I guess you can a little bit, but Whipple, you can't really do that. The boost you have set in there is just what it is because it's a pulley system. So, turbo all the way for sure for adjustability.
Are you considering building a Jeep again? Maybe on tons?
On 1 tons axles, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Someday, I don't know. We just don't live in a good place to go wheeling. That's literally the only reason, because we've talked about it a few times. Like, we'd have to travel every time we wanted to go wheeling.
Because
So
I've thought about buying myself a Jeep and then building it. But then, like, we're already so busy, I don't even know if we would have
when
time
the heck we would do it.
go
But
out
someday.
and have fun with it, you know?
Probably when we're older. All right, let's do like 4 more questions.
Are you coming down to the spring break shootout?
I don't know what that is.
What is that one? When is Joe going to get gapped by the Coyote? We already answered that one.
Soon.
Can we get ice cream?
Yes, please.
I really think that's about it.
That's about it?
These are just other comments. That one we already did. We already said who built your engine. Oh, does the police mess with y'all at times? In Michigan, they see a shoe, automatic, even hood exhaust is a no.
No,
Not
even
really.
like around town, they're pretty cool. I think you get pulled over in regular vehicles more than anything for tint. Stupid.
And then these are just comments, so.
I saw, what did Nick say? Do I love you, Nick? No, Nick Martinez. Pissed me off. Okay, so Q&A went pretty well. We'll do another one here soon. And yeah, we got a lot of work to do today. We got to go to the flashlight shootout. It's starting to clear up, hopefully. It's getting a little bit better. It was real foggy this morning. So hopefully it's going to dry out. Hopefully you guys will see a little bit of action from this on the next video. But there's some huge updates coming for the Mustang next week. As my engine might be here.
Should be here when we get back.
Maybe. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Follow Kennedy on Instagram, Kennedy McCall. See you guys on the next one.